Manchester United nil, or let me say Arsenal 2, Manchester United nil. I told you guys, I told you in our preview that Manchester United were going to lose, but you predicted a draw, and look at it, Manchester United lost. So how you doing, Daniel? Good evening. What do you have to say about
Yeah,
it?
man.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm surprised, and at the same time, I'm sad again. Like, man, to be honest, I didn't expect Manchester United to lose. I was so confident, like, for a draw. Man, I just thought like both the manager and the players got it wrong. Uh, the first half, fair enough. First half was fair enough. They were able to do a good job, against Arsenal in the middle and also to stop the flanks from working effectively. Yeah, they had that first chance of the corner kick from Thomas Partey, and then the one ball Saka swung in from the byline there with his right foot. By that, there was nothing really. Diogo had a half chance, and I thought mine was at the game. Somewhere in my mind, I was thinking at halftime, I knew something. I knew that Amorim was going to do the a halftime substitution, for which I thought that was what Arsenal was waiting for. I didn't think that the idea of taking out Tyler Malaysia that early in the game was good enough. I didn't think it was the best decision, if you ask me.
Don't you think he was scared he was trying to protect Malasia? Malasia has suffered a serious knee injury. Now, I don't think he was trying to protect him.
Yeah, well, if he had even done that, for me, what I would have done was I would have moved Diogo. I still say this thing. I would have moved Diogo Dalot to the left, and I would have moved what's it called? Remind me again, the left back.
Malasia?
Nah, I'm talking the guy who Mazraoui. I would have moved Mazraoui to the right and Diogo to the left. It would have given it would have made it easier for Ahmed to function, honestly. And that second half, for me, there was no point asking your team to go out. I thought the second half, you would have expected that, all right, Arsenal was going to come to sort of like press you. So you would have sat down again deep to contain them and frustrate them for another good 15, 20 minutes and then make your substitutions. Another thing I didn't buy into was taking off Harry Maguire. Yes, you could say that Lenny Euro came on and made a couple of good, blocks, slight tackles, and for me, I think he did well. Haven't played football in a long time, did well against Trossard, who we know is quite very good with the ball on his feet. But I thought that taking off Harry Maguire wasn't it, to be honest. These kind of games, we saw Arsenal began to swing in. They became more particular after Harry Maguire left with their corner. The presence of Harry Maguire made it difficult for them to achieve what.
Harry Maguire is someone that is very good inside the box.
Yeah, so the moment, that we had considered the first goal, obviously, off the corner, but you could see the very second Harry went off, they were particular about sending the corners inside in the dangerous area. And to be honest, I didn't see the point of defending the corner in front of the goal line when you saw that they were bunching up at the back and rolling in, and you let them roll in. You block them off, rather than having that vertical. You have a horizontal, or you mix it up and you block them off from running in. You guys are by the byline and you watch three of them roll in and come and stand in your front and pick the ball off your heads. I really don't get it. Look, coaches, there are certain things.
Are you trying to say you're not a fan of this zonal marking in the penalty box?
Look, I'm a fan of using your brains.
Okay.
Sometimes you see what the opponent is serving you and you tweak it. And that's why I said I'm faulting both the manager and the players. And for me, going one goal down, and the whole players had their heads sunk, to the floor. I saw Ruben Amorim rushing his substitutions. Well, he's going to learn, he's going to grow into it. I don't see the idea. In Premier League, you don't just throw in 3 subs, 4 subs that way. Managers in Premier League are very tactical. They are good in analysis. If you do that kind of a thing, they will damage you. They will continually damage you because you literally thrown, all of your dices, and then you've exposed yourself. You literally have nothing. And that was what happened. The moment he did that, you see what I was saying about Zexi, right? Zexi is not a kind of central forward. With the way we play football, he's not a kind of central forward, to be honest.
But do you think, okay, Ahmad played very, very well in our game against, what's it called? Against Everton. Yeah, right? He played very well. Rashford scored 2 goals. Do you think that him not rewarding those guys by putting them in the starting 11, do you feel that he made a mistake doing that, benching those guys?
Ahmed, I understood what he was trying to do. He opted for control.
You have to reward performance.
No, hold on, Ahmed, he opted for control. He opted for control. You could fault you could fault him tactically for opting for control. He opted for control in the first half, and then when he brought you guys on, you saw Rashford literally was sort of just strolling on the pitch. I was watching with Gospel, a Chelsea fan. Like, he was pointing it down.
Someone
was sort of like,
someone that came in second half. I said someone that came in second half.
I don't know, was he saying with a Chelsea fan? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was showing a bit of, was it disappointment for not starting or whatever? He came on, like, all right, fine. You are supposedly on form again, or picking. So what the guys before who were there, you saw the job Messi Mount. That's what I told you yesterday. You saw the job Messi Mount did in the first half. And that's why I said I didn't like the fact that he rushed his substitutions. To be honest, I wouldn't have taken off Mount for Zexi, because Zexi really brought nothing for us in the middle of the park. They were crowding him, his passes were not there, the whole flick pass. You don't do this kind of game, it's a physical game. You saw the one counter, he tried to drive the ball, and then he even forgot the ball behind him. I was like, swing the ball right to Ahmed. Ahmed is wide open. So you don't. There's certain things you can't coach, to be honest. I really don't understand. But I fought the manager for a couple of things. I fought the manager for rushing his. I fought the manager for rushing his substitutions. Honestly, I fought him particularly critically for taking away Maguire that early and at the time he did, and also taking off Messi Mount in that game for Zexi. To be honest.
What do you have to say? Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Well, we know there's a lot of job to be done. We know there is a lot of players to be shipped out. A good 4 or 5 players are supposed to leave that team. And to be honest, this is an eye opener for me also for Ruben. Like, the Premier League is a very competitive game, not just because is rich, is wealthy, or whatever. It's competitive because you've got some of the world's best managers, you've got some of the world's best tactical analysts, in sitting in the dugouts of teams across the Premier League. You understand? So, like, he would understand also that he has made this mistake. He's done it like against Everton. He's done it all this way. He just brings in 3 subs, 4 subs in a spell of 5 minutes, 15 minutes. You don't do that. You don't do stuff that way in the Prem. Honestly, you don't do it that way. And you have to earn it. You have to get to that point before you do it. You don't just do that, because teams will read you and they will shred you. And that's exactly what Arsenal did. Maguire's absence was the reason we lost the game. The game would have literally been 4-0, and all 4 goals would have come from the corner kick in the second half. You remember the one Onana, saved, and there was one other one again that came flashing, and even the one that Zexi should have scored an own goal, probably even a 5-0. And the one Moreno, played wide. Did he play with his leg or with his head? Something like wide across the front of the goalpost. So, like, there's a lot of job to be done by him and his coaching crew. They're learning on the job. That's what it is. That's the fact. They're learning on the job. He's not experienced, nothing. So we're really going to have to suffer. But to be honest, I expected more from the players. I didn't expect to lose the way we lost. They literally threw in the towel after we conceded the first goal. You saw the players literally walking on the pitch like um, uh, Bruno was summoning these guys to step out, and one would think that the substitutions would have led to some sort of like positive whatever, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it didn't. It's the usual players, it's the usual suspects or the usual characteristics or attributes of Manchester United players. They come in and bro, like 1-0, 1-0. Who throws in the even at 2-0? Who throws in the towel at 2-0?
Manchester United players.
Should
Thank you very much.
I tell you, hold on, yeah. Should Delit's header have gone in? Should Ryan not have made the save? It would have been a different ball game. But like, and it takes just 1 second, split second for things to happen. But it can only happen if you stay in the game. If you stay mentally in the game. That's the only way you get surprises. He literally just like opened the middle of the park, and Ogate had to sort of like reduce the way he went in for tackles and all that because he was already on a yellow card. And then you're taking out Mason Mount. You're taking out Mason Mount, who was also a life wire in the middle of the park. Well, he's learning on the job. That's why I said both the coach and the players have their portion of the blames to shoulder, really. Yeah. So whatever, we pick up ourselves, dust our particles, head on to Old Trafford. We hosting Nottingham Forest over the weekend. I think it's a late kickoff, 5:30, 5:45, 5:30, I think. Kickoff. Nothing short of a win against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest also has been a decent side this season so far. I've been able to, sit comfortably in the top 6, if I'm right, for as long as they have so far this season. And then the gap to the top 4 again is widened up again to 6 points again or 9 points, 9 points again. And so it is what it is, really. But for me, I'm still believing at a top 4 or 5 finishing. To be honest, like I still believe that it will happen this season. To be honest, but like Zexi, like I said, Zexi, this is not his kind of football. This is not his kind of game. Like someone really needs to speak to him about. He's big enough. I think he's well over 6 foot. He's big enough, he's strong enough, he's tall enough. You have to bring in that physicality. You have to need it. You have to want it. You have to desire it. And not just Zexi. Rashford has to desire it. For me, this is it. This is one and done for Rashford. I'm still saying it. This is one and done for Rashford. Because Rashford, by all whatever, should be the senior or one of the senior players in that team. He's been there for 9 years or 10 years now. He's supposedly one of the most senior players. He's been there since Louis van Gaal gave him his debut against Arsenal.
Yep.
He's seen Louis van Gaal, he's seen Mourinho, he's seen Eric Ten Hag, he's seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and then between he's seen interim managers in Carrick, in Giggs, in Van Nistelrooy. He's seen well over 7 managers. He should be one of the leading voices. And when I'm saying leading, I'm saying lead by the way you play football, lead by your character, how you carry yourself. You have to decide it. It's such a shame, really. It's such a shame. I look at the team, like, honestly, man, we lost the game in the space of 10 minutes. We lost the game in the space of 10 minutes.
If I let you be, you will complain for that tomorrow. That is okay.
Man, like, really, man.
All right.
We'll win less in Emirates in 9. Winless in Emirates in 9. This today made it the 9th.
The last coach to win was Mourinho. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next time, Dan. Take care.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you, Ahmed, for having me. Have a good night.